Hello everybody, how's it going? What's going on? It's Aaron, back with a video that I should have probably done a while ago. But this is my end of year list for 2017, yeah? It's the 28th of January, 29th of January, but I'm still doing it. It's 2018, but I'm still doing it. So, I have all of them written down on this piece of paper. So I've done top 10, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 honourable mentions, just because I can't be bothered doing like top 16 and stuff like that. No, just the honourable mentions. Why are they honourable mentions? Either another album came out that was way better, or I just didn't really listen to it that much as I thought I did, or I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I did. Also, as everybody says with these lists, this is my opinion. You don't like it, create your own list. But hey, I thought I'd give it a go. Also, you can just about hear it in the background. We're listening to Cadaveric Incubator. Can't think of the title of it because it's running on my phone through the speaker, so through the Amazon Echo. So I'm like, can't really tell you what it is exactly. But we'll get on with this. Also, I don't have 3 out of the 10 records, so it is what it is. But anyway, we'll talk about our honourable mentions. My honourable mentions first. Broken Hope, Mutilated and Assimilated. I actually thought this would make it into my top 10, and it wasn't until other death metal came out that I felt is way stronger than this. I mean, it's a great record. I've talked about it already, I think. And so the stronger death metal that came out, it's like this Cadaveric Incubator would make it into my top 10 if I'd heard it earlier on last year, because that's just how things go. But anyway, Broken Hope, Mutilated and Assimilated, still a great record, just not the best. Another big band that did make it into my top 10, we've got Incantation with Profane Nexus, sorry. Again, I bought it and I must have spun it maybe 3 times at the most. Just not really that into this record. I don't know why. Like I say, I've been more into the death metal that's in my top 10, and I've listened to it way more than this. But still, it's not taken away from the fact that this is a great record. It is. But it's just not my favourite death metal of this year. Yeah, anyway, another honourable mention. 2 more honourable mentions that I have anyway. Cryptoriana, The Seductiveness of Decay by Cradle of Filth. I bought this on a blind whim because I like Cradle of Filth. And then as soon as I bought it and listened to it, really isn't my favourite thing. I think Hammer of the Witches is way stronger. It's an okay record, but it's not the best. And then I bought this one again on a whim because I like the earlier stuff, and again, not the biggest fan of it. And this album caused so much fucking controversy. Winter Sun, 4 Seasons, like a powered black metal-esque thing. I also don't really like it because it is too fucking long. There's 4 tracks on it, and one's 14 minutes, the other's 12 and a half, the other one's 14, the other one's 13. It's just too long. I can't be asked to listen to that. I get bored. So that's the last of the ones that I have. Other ones, Black Celeste, Banished from Time, didn't really listen to it. And I love Black Celeste, but I just must have passed over it. And then we've got Grav, Tomb of Agony. Grav released 2 records this year. Tomb of Agony was my favourite. But again, I actually discovered Grav, this album from Grav. I didn't even realise, I'd heard Grav before, but I hadn't even realised this album had come out. So I kind of didn't buy it. But, so yeah, sorry. But that's all my honourable mentions. Now let's get into my top 10. So number 10, as I said, I don't have it, is Mastodon Emperor Sand. I'm a massive Mastodon fan. Mastodon are my favourite band. I just didn't listen to this record as much up until maybe 2 months ago, and then I started listening to it. It's not their best, which is why it's not higher. I mean, if they'd released... See, not many people like Once More Around the Sun, but it's actually my favourite Mastodon record. closely followed by Oblivion. Now, if Oblivion had come out, Oblivion would be my number one without a doubt. Crack the Sky, sorry, fucking Oblivion. But it isn't. But I mean, it's got some good songs. I mean, you got Steam Breather. I like Show Yourself. It's more poppy, but I like it. I love Sultan's Curse. It's an all-round great record, but it's just not their strongest. So that's why it is my number 10. My number 9 is Code Orange Forever. I actually forgot about this record. I will be completely honest. I completely forgot that this record even existed until I was going through the stuff that I most listened to on like my Spotify and my phone and things. And that come up and I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that record. I'm actually going to see them with Trivium in April, and they're a great band. If you've never heard it, it's like a hardcore metalcore thing going on. Really great band. Forever's a really good album, but I just haven't listened to it as much as the other records. Number 8, we've got actually a big one at number 8, and it is Wrong One to Fuck With by Dying Fetus. Again, I don't have it with me, but this record is very, very close to the next one, and I think it's only because I've actually listened to this next one more. And this is coming from somebody who I actually love. Dying Fetus. They are one of my favourite death metal bands. They released one of my favourite records I've ever listened to. It may be a new one, but Reign Supreme is one of my favourite death metal records, one of my favourite records in general that I've listened to. And so when Wrong One to Fuck With was announced, I was super into it, but I just haven't listened to it as much. It's got some great songs on it, but again, just not listened to it. So that is my number 8. Number 7, let's get into some more physical stuff. Here we have Decrepit Birth, Axis Mundi. Again, like I said, this and Dying Fetus for me have been like super on par with each other. This only just beats it solely for the fact that I've listened to this way more. For me, Decrepit Birth are one of the reasons why they are along with Dying Fetus, why they are one of my favourite tech death bands, is because they aren't like, as an example, it's one of the reasons why I don't like Origin. I hate the whole fucking guitar porn shit. The whole, you know, like that. I like technical riffing mixed in with a bit of that, and this is what this band does best, and Dying Fetus. Again, Bill Robinson on vocals, one of the best vocalists in death metal in my opinion. And this record is fantastic. You will see more of this in an update that I'm actually going to film next, because why not? So if I'm wearing the same Dahlia Murder shirt, you will understand. But anyway, this is my number 7. My number 7. That is Decrepit Birth, Axis Mundi. And then my number 5. I'll take it out actually of the sleeves because they're a little bit easier to see. We have Undergang with Misanthropology. Yeah. In my opinion, apart from my number 4 and my number 3, some of the best death metal of this year. This coming from somebody who, again, loves that album, loves Dying Fetus. This to me is way better than both of them. Danish death metal, very brutal, very sludgy, very slow, crushing death metal. And unfortunately, you can't really sing along because they just sing in Danish. But it reminds me a lot of the whole Scandinavian sound. Really thick and brutal and heavy. Just an all-around great record, and you need to pick it up if you haven't already. I know where I got this from, they still have them. Seriously listen to this record and you will not regret it. Undergang. Okay, my number 5 is actually a record that was my number 1 for about 3 months, 4 months in the beginning of the year. This is Goat Moon, Stella Polaris. Again, oh no, Nazi. No, I'm not. I just fucking love Goat Moon. Favourite black metal band, not even ashamed to say that. But this record, I think one of the big reasons why it's not further up is because I lost interest in it. And I think it's maybe because it came out earlier in the year, but after saying that, there's quite a few in here that also came out earlier on in that year, and I was super into them. So, I don't know, but for me, it just wasn't my favourite record of 2017. I thought it was. Don't get me wrong, there's some great songs, like the title track is a fantastic song. The one after that I'm not even going to try and butcher, it's in Finnish, is a great song. Conqueror, the second to last song, is a great song as well. Again, I love this band. I mean, like, I don't care about the whole NS shit. It doesn't bother me because I don't care about that. I just care about what these guys are doing, and plus I can't fucking hear what they're saying anyway. But I'm kind of sad that it slipped further down, but that's just the way that it is. But yeah, anyway, Goat Moon, Stella Polaris. So my top 4 was super fucking difficult to decide. But not as difficult as my top 3, which you'll see. So in number 4, Red Before Black, Cannibal Corpse. I love Cannibal Corpse. I'm pretty much a fanboy, you could say. So I'm one of them people who, no matter what this band puts out, I will purchase it and I will listen to it. And I know I'm not the only one in this world who's like this for this band. It's a great fucking record. It's a great sounding record because it was produced by Rutan, who did, I mean, fucking hell, he did Kill, he did Evisceration Play, he did Torture. And Torture is one of my favourite records from Cannibal Corpse in the modern era. And so this has that sound, similar kind of vein to Torture to me. Only One Will Die is a great song, but my favourite one is actually Code of the Slashers, the first track they released. Don't get me wrong, not the super strongest Cannibal Corpse record. In my opinion, it will forever always be The Bleeding. That is my favourite record. It's closely followed by Vile, which is actually my favourite Corpse Grinder record. But this is a great record. If there's one little thing I can say about it that I dislike, is the artwork. I'm just not the biggest fan of that artwork. I get the concept behind it, but just not the biggest fan of that artwork. But it's Cannibal, and you get you get exactly what it says on it. You know, it's Cannibal. You don't really expect to get anything other than Cannibal. But anyway, my number 4, Cannibal Corpse, Red Before Black. Okay, so now we're into my top 3, and this is probably a bit of a cop-out. I don't really care, but I couldn't decide between my number 3. So my number 3 is a tie by 2 completely contrasting bands. My first number 3, Black Dahlia Murder, Nightbringers. And my other one, again, like I said, contrasting, is sorry about that. Somebody decided to ring up while I was making this fucking video. And my other number 3, Neck Deep, The Peace and the Panic. So I'll talk a bit about this first. Neck Deep are one of my favourite bands. If you don't know, pop punk band from here in the UK. I love my pop punk. This in my opinion is their best record they've made. This is their third. And mainly because there's a lot of meaning behind this record. There's a lot happened to this band. They've lost family members and friends who passed away. They broke up with girlfriends and things. And so there's a lot of emotion on this record, including the likes of, you've got Happy Judgment Day, which was the first single they released, which was kind of all about what's going on in the world at the minute, stop the world and getting off. In Bloom, Parachute, looking out for somebody. 1970 something kind of goes along with Ben, the lead vocalist, dad passing away. Don't Wait features Sam Carter from Architects, which is probably one of my favourite songs on this record, along with 1970 something. And Where Do We Go When We Go? It talks about, where do people go in the afterlife. So, but a super fun record to listen to. Great pop punk. If you've never heard these and you like pop punk, check them out. You won't regret it. That is my joint number 3, Neck Deep. Now for my other joint, number 3, motherfucking Nightbringers by the Black Dahlia Murder. What is there to say about this record that hasn't already been said online? You can tell through the shrink wrap, the artwork is done by the same person who did Nocturnal. And there's a good reason for that, is because this could basically be called Nocturnal 2. It is literally a continuation of that sound from Nocturnal that is my favourite, because that is my favourite record by the Black Dahlia Murder. There's just some great songs on this record. I mean, Widowmaker, the opening track, just hits you in the face with that amazing melodic death that this band do so very, very well. Jazz is all about kind of death and murders and things like that. There's so much kind of story behind this record. I seriously didn't check it out, the stories behind it. I'm not going to go into too much detail now. I'll do that when I show this in my vinyl update. But this is just a great record. I mean, Brandon Ellis, who is the new lead guitarist, mostly well known for being in Cannabis Corpse, does a fantastic job on this. And then obviously the usual guys, your Brians, your Trevors, your Maxes, do fantastic on this record. And this to me this is way better than the Abysmal that was Abysmal. That is probably, along with maybe Ritual, is my least favourite Dahlia Murder record. So yes, that is my joint number 3. Black Dahlia Murder, Nightbringers, and Neck Deep, The Peace and the Panic. Okay, these next two, I'm not even kidding, they have swapped positions in the past 2 months so much that it's unreal, and literally they're about this close between them in how much I love them. If I could put them both at number 1, I would, but I'm not going to do that because I did that with my number 3. So I have to decide, and I decided on what I thought for the longest time was my number 1. Power Trip, Nightmare Logic. Fuck me, this record is so good. This record is so good. And honestly, like I say, if I could put this at my number 1, it would be at my number 1, but unfortunately, I had to make a decision. This record, if you don't know Power Trip, they're a band from Texas who play an awesome crossover thrash, and it's just amazing. It really is. This record, the production and the mixing on this record sounds like it could be released in 1988. It's that late 80s kind of sound to it. One of my favourite things is the drummer. He only uses 1 kick pedal, so there's no double kicks. You get that old school punk kind of rhythm. There's some amazing Soul Sacrifice, Executioner's Tax, Swing of the Axe, which is probably like their single, I guess. Firing Squad's a great song, Ruin Nation, Nightmare Logic, the title track. There are so many songs on this record that I could talk about, but I'm not going to bother because you just need to check this out. Again, like I say, this and the next one are so close between them. Literally, if I played them both today, this could be my number 1 and that could be my number 2. But I decided to go with what I think was my number 1 and my number 2. But again, I'm not taking anything away from this record because this record to me is one of the best of 2017. Believe that. Nightmare Logic by Power Trip. I'm getting to see these guys with Trivium, like I'm seeing the Black Dahlia Murder and Cannibal Corpse. I'm seeing these with Trivium along with Code Orange, so I can't wait for that. But yeah, Nightmare Logic, Power Trip. And my number 1 is also another YouTuber who I watch, Runner JMA, Josh Amiho. It was his number 1. And if nobody understands that, there is something seriously wrong with you. The number 1 is Full of Hell, Trumpeting Ecstasy. This album is fucking incredible. There is a reason why this is my number 1. And it's the playback value. I have listened to this. I mean, I've listened to this record since it came out, but I only got my copy of this 3 weeks ago, and I haven't stopped spinning it. I think I've spun it at least maybe once a day. It's that good, and I haven't stopped listening to it since it came out on the likes of Spotify and on YouTube and things. It is just too good. You don't know anything about Full of Hell. Like a power violence, grindcore, hardcore band with electronica mixed in there, and it's just a full sound that's brutal to me. And in my opinion, I can listen to this and the likes of Nails a lot more than the likes of Tetragrammaticide and Intolitarian and Revenge, because this to me is just more kind of, it's not just pure noise. There's some rhythm to it, there's some brutal breakdowns. The vocals are insane, the screeching wretches, and the breakdowns, the fucking electronica parts were even, they mix so well with this, and it's the reason why this is my number one. I cannot tell you a track because I love all of them. One of my favorite things about having a record, on record, is that I can literally, there's no swapping and changing between, oh I like this song, oh I like this song, I like that, and skipping through them like when you're listening to it on your phone or something. With this, you put it on and you leave it, and that's the way it's supposed to be. And the artwork is just, it's just, what more can I say? Seriously, everybody needs to check this out, and if you don't, I can't help you. In my opinion, this is my favourite record of this year, and it's been my most listened to record in the past 6 months, both physically and digitally. So this is why Full of Hell, Trumpet in Ecstasy is my number one record of 2017. There we go, guys. I've finally done it. One of the big reasons why it's been delayed so much is literally just waiting for everything to come in. I ordered so much stuff during Christmas time, and obviously things are either closed, stores are closed, even online stores. Like the Power Trip one, I mean, I ordered that on Christmas Day and it arrived like the 13th of January, something like that. Because like the store had been closed that long over Christmas. But yeah, so that is my top 10 with my 5 honourable mentions. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon for an update video. See you guys later.